r/askreddit. What are some stupid mentalities and mindsets that need to end?
The concept that both fault and responsibility can only be 100% or 0%, and that if someone else has some fault, it absolves another of all responsibility.
Can we send this over to r/Amethy asshole?
Ain't It's your house, your rules. He was at your large party and knocked over your lamp, accident or not, and that means you are entitled to call him the fattest sack of diseased crap you've ever seen. You were right to throw your drink in his face and rest in peace, his shirt before shoving him out the door and down the stairs. If it was me, I would have done even more. What a jerk that guy is. Good job for protecting your property.
I'm being persecuted when I am contradicted.
That if I change my mind or opinion about something, I'm being fake or phony.
Seriously, it baffles me that reassessing your position on something after new information is made available or after additional experience is somehow a negative thing to some.
I had a guy tell me that I have a personality disorder when I changed my opinion about a person. One person in question actually changed their behavior for better. So yeah?
I can fix this person who has hurt me many times.
Yep, you can try as much as you want, but if those people themselves don't want to change, then there isn't much you can do.
At least I tried, so no regrets. If I was the bad guy, I'd probably need that.
That anything but perfection is a failure. Progress is often incremental and takes time.
If you're not 100% with us, you're 100% against us.
Only a Sith deals in absolute.
I will do what I must.
My opinion is as good as your evidence.
You're entitled to speak your mind. You're not entitled to have people listen, comply, or care.
Free to say what you want, not free from the consequences.
Stop comparing traumas. It's not an effing competition. Learn to have empathy and take care of each other's mental health.
I'd also add not to compare stresses. At work I have been stressed the hell out for many reasons, but other coworkers just shrug off my complaints with the phrases, "Oh, you don't have kids or are not even in a relationship. What do you have to be stressed about?"
I work part-time on weekends and have a full college schedule during the week. If I ever even hints that I'm tired, one of my coworkers is always there to say something like, "You're only here 2 days a week. How could you possibly be tired?"
That just because someone is trying to help doesn't mean you can't tell them to stop.
You could even argue it's your responsibility to tell them to stop. Someone misinformed, but well-meaning isn't going to realize they're not helping if you don't tell them. They'll be likely to repeat the same mistake in the future.
Yeah, but there comes the response. Hey, I was just trying to help. And get offended.
Assuming that people are not allowed to change their opinions or values over time, and judging people, famous or not, for comments made decades ago. Yes, some people have patterns of problematic comments and behavior and should not be ignored. But it also makes sense that, for example, a politician may have learned more about abortion or healthcare or what have you and be able to change their stance. We are not the same people at 25 and 50.
Flipflopper. He's a flipflopper. It doesn't matter that changing your opinion to account for new information is the definition of a rational mind. He's a flipflopper.
I feel like the term should only apply to people who go back and forth, implying that they just try to please whoever they're in front of at the moment.
Broadcasting everything in social media.
Stop using social media for exact same reason. Tell you what, I feel more relaxed. I enjoy my moments more and am very satisfied with things now.
If something doesn't work 100% of the time, it isn't worth doing. People use this as an excuse to never do anything, or to deny others from trying. It's frustrating and holds us back as a species.
Insert programmer here.
Programmer here. If it doesn't work 100% of the time, it's working 100% as expected. We'll sort it out after release.
If you don't post about a tragedy or support something on social media, you are okay with or don't support / care about said something, absolute cancer.
I read about it on the internet, therefore it's true. My grandma does this all the time to prove her argument, and it always ends up being from some BuzzFeed article. Drives me effing nuts.
Yeah, my brother does this all the time. Believes everything he reads on the internet except for things that don't fit with his opinions and beliefs, and then tries to teach all of us to think like him. He talks about someone being a bad person because he read it on the internet. When I ask him if he ever listened to that person speaking or the evidence that shows that person is actually the good guy and helped a lot of people, he just replies, No, and I don't need to. The internet people wrote that and that and that must be the truth. I tried having a conversation with him about this, but nope, internet people don't lie.
Expecting everything instantly. Patience is a virtue. You're not going to die if you have to wait in line.
All 4 of my grandparents waited in line. They are all dead now.
People who oppose good things because I struggle through it and so should you. Instead of thinking good, nobody should go through that if possible.
Currently struggling with a difficult/fussy baby. My mom refuses me any sympathy because apparently as a baby, 30 years ago, I made the selfish conscious choice to be less than easy myself. I mean,
do we have the same mom? My mom did the same to me when I struggled with my firstborn who was a preemie. My mom never had a preemie. My mom never had a preemie or needed to pump and was no support. Just tried to make me feel weak for asking for support. I haven't talked to her for more than a year, and she will not be meeting my secondborn in a few months. It's painful, but don't let her bring you down during this time. She's going through something personal. I'm here for you if you ever need someone to talk to.
I can't change anything, so I'm not going to try it.
It's been agreed the whole world stinks, so no one's taking showers anymore. Modest Mouse.
There's this whole work culture expectation now of always being reachable by email or text for whatever happens. A lot of places expect, and at times demand, that you be pretty much on call even when you're not at the office anymore. I worked at an ad agency where days off sometimes didn't even feel like that, because I would still be getting emails about things and was expected to be checking them. I hated it. There should be some level of balance between work and personal life, and I feel like that is fading because so many places are adapting this type of culture and mentality, especially startups.
luckily, countries like France are fighting back with legislation that makes it illegal for employers to continue with this kind of mindset. If the person works in an essential job where manpower is critical, power plant operators, first responders, etc., then I can understand the need to reach a person at all times. However, no one needs to be able to reach Dan in accounting on a Sunday afternoon when it was because the boss forgot to add something to a presentation.
If you don't like someone, you must be just jealous.
If people hate you, it just means you are doing something right. No, that is not true and gives leeway for all sorts of horrible behavior.
That you need to stay in contact with all of your family members even though some of them are incredibly toxic.
I cut ties with my mom about a year ago, but I'm too afraid to talk about it for fear of being judged or the social stigma around it. That being said, my life is much less stressful and I still think it was the right choice.
I hadn't realized how judged you will get by saying something like this until a kid from my class said they are your parents. Of course you have to respect them no matter what, and I yelled, "Hell no!" Dead silence, the judgiest faces I've ever seen.
Everybody that doesn't get along with you or agree with you is toxic. People are starting to expect being around nobody but people that agree with them, like a constant feedback bubble on social media. But in real life,
back when I was still on Facebook, I used to see the same people, with clockwork regularity, doing the whole, well, time to cut the toxic people out of my life. And I would always think, didn't you just do that a month or so ago? And a few months before that, too. As it never dawned on you the fact that there always seems to be an inordinate amount of toxic people around you. Have you tried some inward reflection, maybe?
Some people think that just because a person looks normal, they don't have a disability and must be lying.
Alcoholism being romanticized. No, it's pretty terrible, to be honest. I feel like crap today. I want to stop drinking, but I know I'm going to drink more today.
r/stop drinking is a great place. Come visit.
I've been there off and on. I don't seem to peruse there too often, as I am generally some level of drunk. Perhaps I need to hang around there in the morning.
If you aren't a criminal, you don't need to worry about the cops.
And the related, you don't need privacy if you've nothing to hide.
I used to have this if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear mentality when I was younger. I was so damn stupid.